Good evening, everyone. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Kazindra Ramais. Today, I'm going to present about transportation problems in Putrajaya. So, without any delay, let's go into the topic. Talk about the transportation issue. Transportation issue emerge in almost every country. Problems of modern transportation include traffic congestion, traffic safety, parking, declining fuel reserve, environmental problem, accident, and inadequate public transportation facilities. These problems are most severe in countries that depend heavily on automobile transportation. So I have to choose to do cases in Putrajaya. So this picture illustrates the geography and map of Putrajaya. Rapid growth in population and high vehicle ownership in Putrajaya has led to various transportation problems. The number of registered private cars soared from 6.5 million in 2005 to 8.5 million in 2009 and keep increasing. So, as a result, the use of public transport has been declining and occurrence of traffic congestions, especially road leading to the city, as becoming more frequent. Increase in difficulty to find a parking space in the city is also noticed. So if you see, there are few transportation problems that can be found in Putrajaya. First, as we know, in Putrajaya, the lack of public transport such as LRT, monorail, and so on. Nextly, if we see, is street parking. Street parking is the most common problem in Putrajaya. Next is inadequate parking space, which means it is lack of parking lots, as we can see in Putrajaya right now. This slide, as we can see, one of the strategies that are widely applied in countering such problem is implementing of the park and ride scheme. And currently, the park and ride scheme have been successfully implemented in Putrajaya as a transport demand. This slide, we can see that the transportation of private vehicles in Putrajaya has created inadequate parking spaces and traffic congestions. This is the most prominent causes of transport problem. So the limited parking spaces for the public at government complexes and its surrounding in Putrajaya had led to the increasing of number of illegal parking. So as an initiative to encounter this problem, the concerned authority provided the park and ride facility at public transportation terminal in Putrajaya. So the provision of park and ride scheme would obviously promote the use of rail transit, thus shifting the users from using motorcar to public transport. Actions: construction of RM68.5 million bridge began on October 15, 2015 was completed on June 30 this year, and it is 280 meter long and 35 meter wide. and six lanes, 3 on either side, and leading precinct 4. The bridges is 9 meter above the water level and allow for tour boats to pass underneath. So these are the steps taken by the local authorities to overcome the transportation problem. Park and Ride, PRN, is an accepted traffic management tool right now. However, research has identified two unwanted side effects of this Park and Ride. For instance, first of all, as we know, competition with rural bus service, where people who have car prefer to use Park and Ride rather than a rural bus service. So the abstraction rate of people switching from rural bus and train services was about 20% at one Cambridge PRN site. This almost led to a reduction in rural bus service, hurting those people who depends on them. As Park and Ride becomes more popular, congestions occur on the approach roads, delaying buses and other traffics, including vehicles not heading for the city. Furthermore, the model needs refining, in part by catering differently to local and longer distance traffic. For those traveling from the local area, would be served best by rapid bus services from close to home. To make this work, buses need to run more like trains or coaches rather than calling at multiple roadside stops. Buses need to call at one well-connected travel hub in each rural center along the route. That's all about the transportation problem which I elaborated in Putrajaya. Thank you.